On paper, Daniel Cluver is a monster, a serial tax evader, a fugitive with DUIs, a man who had even killed a 68-year-old grandfather. But see, none of that's true. The real Dan Cluver is a factory worker, a father of 3, a Sunday school teacher, a man who lived his entire life in a tiny rural Minnesota town of 2,000 people. He'd never even had a brush with the law, and yet for more than a decade, the IRS has hounded him like a criminal. Pay stubs from jobs he'd never worked started showing up, states he'd never visited, income he never earned. To the IRS, it looked like Cluver was secretly working multiple jobs, earning over $130,000 a year and paying taxes on only one. They said he owed tens of thousands. They drained his wife's savings. They suspended his driver's license. And no matter how many reports he filed, no matter how many times he begged for help, no one believed him. Then in 2024, everything snapped into focus. Dan was pulled over. The officer told him, "Your license is suspended for run-ins with the law in Missouri," a place Dan had never even been. It got worse. His name was now tied to a fatal accident where a grandfather was killed and a 9-year-old girl was injured. Dan said it felt like he had lost all control over who he was. Dan spent his afternoons in a dark living room with Bible quotes printed on the walls, doing puzzles with his 4-year-old while the rest of the family came and went. His wife cleaned houses, his daughter washed linens at a hotel, and 2 of his sons worked in restaurants, but it still wasn't enough to make up for the lost income in Dan's name. Then recently, an ICE officer revealed the truth. A criminal had bought Dan's identity off the black market and had been using it since 2009. 14 years, multiple states, multiple crimes. A criminal life lived entirely in Dan's name. The thief now faces identity theft charges and deportation. But Dan, he's still paying off IRS debt he never owed, still untangling the legal mess, still living with the fallout of a crime he never committed. When an IRS bill showed up for $6,000, his wife said, "Just pay it, it's easier." But then the next year, another one followed, this time for $22,000. Here's the painful truth. Dan's story isn't rare. Each stolen Social Security number belongs to a real person, a mother, a father, a student, a worker, whose life can be upended overnight. And this is exactly why we built Tax Guardian. Imagine if Dan had 24/7 IRS monitoring, instant alerts when new jobs or wages appeared under his Social Security number, early detection of suspicious income, and tax audits, automatic identity theft notices, tax identity theft protection up to $1 million to protect his family from wrongful tax bills and putting it all back together again. His life could have been spared years of financial and emotional devastation. He would have known the moment someone else started earning wages in his name, and he could have stopped the fraud before it consumed his identity. Look, tax identity theft doesn't care where you live, what you earn, or how honest you are, but Tax Guardian does. We watch the IRS so the IRS doesn't blindside you. Protect your family, protect your identity, protect your future. Learn more at taxguardian.com.